Hi, just a quick update on where we're going to be with liquidity in the markets, which we'll see the price action for the week starting the 27th of May. So here I'm just looking at the SPX. The SPX is where most of the action happens. We can see that we've gone through this period of some quite red being selling and green being buying, some quite high liquidity, loose liquidity. And so we've seen the price pull back a little bit. We've had a gap down on Friday because of a late in the day tweet and how the market was ruminating about that and its decision during the day. So we can see before that and then during that we saw quite good buying. If I just zoom down on the time during the day on Friday, and I'll just knock out this. Well, you can see here this nice green here in the liquidity sentiment. That's the sentiment is the relative liquidity over a period of time. It does display and is broken down really well here in the time-layered liquidity, where the fattest line is the closest liquidity and the thinnest line is the longest of the moving averages at about 50 and the closest being at about 8. I'll just knock this one out. So here, this second time-layered liquidity that I've got up is the Mag 7, and you can see that the Mag 7 we've seen after we've dropped in and we've got this reactive liquidity here. We've seen it, the mean reversion, it's bounced up, then we've had a period where the market's been thinking about what the tweet's going to do and the tariffs and how that's going to affect Europe, and then it's just decided to buy. The news is not bad enough for the Mag 7, so here the Mag 7 have gone off, they're buying hard, the SPX is buying hard, being one of the big recipients from those big market players. If we just go and have a look in the lit of the different proxies for the SPX. So this has the SPY, the SPX, the SPXL leveraged ETF, and a couple of the other ETFs, the VU, just spreading out so we can see that liquidity around the market. And we can see that it's fairly similar. And again, in the NDX, we'll just see what the NDX was doing. NDX lit hours. See the NDX lit hours just coming up. We can see very similar constituents making up the indexes. We'll have a look what happened into the close. So here's the close of those lit hours on Friday, and we can see into the close and after the close we see the VIX being sold hard. Even though it's got a rising price, it's being sold hard. And so with that and the buying that we saw late in the day in the indexes, we would be expected to open up quite hard. So if I just have a look at what happened with the futures opening up on Monday, Memorial public holiday in the United States, we can see that this has just come through very strong. The VIX has pulled back, and we can see that we've had quite a fierce price appreciation. Price appreciation's got up about 1.3%, back up towards about where it finished. And remember, there was some buying in the market when that closed. If we have a quick look at the POC, the centre of this. Oh, that's bounced around a little bit on me. We just have a look at the centre of this high volume node. It's about 854 there, so we're sitting at about the price that I expect to open tomorrow morning in the New York Stock Exchange, being Tuesday the 27th. So we've had a little bit of a bounce, and then we've had a mean reversion. We're sitting back at about where the market expected to be before we had that tweet. Anyway, I'll try and do this update every morning before the Australasian markets open. I hope to see you for it tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.